Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome back to another video for the MLBA. Your Chicago Bibarels are going up for a rematch against the Portland Trailblazers, the commissioner of the league, of course, with his really great team. I actually didn't really do great prep for this match. I kind of just took the team that I brought against him last time. It fared decently well. I switched up a couple moves. I got Trick Room off of Uxie, switched it for Memento. And then I was like, hey, I can run Darkingum Z because it's one of my Z users, and I didn't really even think about that because then I continued to work on my team. I brought the same Rotom with a little bit more speed investment, outspeed uninvested Deoxys speed. I then proceeded to take the same Dredagon, the same Dawn Fan. I had Entei instead of Alolan Persian, using the same Entei I've used last week because it fit the team pretty well. And then I didn't even realize that this guy had made some free agent transactions. So when I looked at his free agent transactions, I didn't change any of my team. I just changed one thing on Celesteela, and instead of just having regular Earthquake, it is Z Earthquake. Now that causes a few problems because my Uxie is Z Memento and my Celesteela is Z Earthquake, and I don't know why I did that because it was a complete misprep on my part. I know it's like okay to bring two Z moves, but obviously you can only use one. And I just completely failed in prep for this match. It's not a big deal because we are 2-7 and can't make playoffs, or 2-6 or something along those lines. So it's not like it's the end of the world, but that will come into play in the match. So I'll hit the play button right here. I lead with my Rotom. Figured I had a great lead. Can Volt Switch unless the Gliscor's out, and the Gliscor doesn't really want to stay in and take a Hydro Pump anyways. So we're going to Volt Switch on turn 1. Get out of here, and we're going to go out into our Celesteela to see what this thing wants to do. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower here. We can see that that does some good damage, but he is just going to roar us out back into Scar, which is okay because he's not going to live a Banded Sacred Fire here. So I want to go for the Stomping Tantrum because that catches Toxapex on the switch in. Of course, it's not a huge deal because he's going to just regenerate all that up once he switches out, along with his Black Sludge. So I am going to switch out into Rotom, as I believe he goes out into Dragonite. Yep. So he does go out into Dragonite, seeing that we were banded and going out into his Flying user. So I get Rotom Wash out here. I'm just going to click, I believe, Volt Switch or Defog maybe. I do click Volt Switch because I wanted to break the multi-skill. So he goes out into his Deoxys Speed, and I figured Uxie is my best defensive check to this thing. He brought a Nasty Plot set last time, and this time he brings a Z Shadow Ball, which we are going to live, but it's not going to really do too much. Oh, I do have Trick Room, and this is where I really made a misplay. As you guys see there, I went for the Z move. I should have just went for regular Memento, but for some reason I clicked the Z move, and it wasn't very smart of me to click the Z move in the first place. I just was like, oh yeah, I'll click Z Memento because that's my move on Uxie. It's not a big deal. Forgetting that I had the Z move on Celesteela. If I click regular Memento here, we actually have a really good chance to win this match because I actually do go out into my Celesteela, and obviously I didn't heal up anything. So it wasn't worth clicking Z Memento. It should have just been Memento, and I just had my mind completely blank out. And I need that Z move to kill Toxapex. So we're actually going to get walled by Toxapex this entire match. If I had the Z move, I believe this turn he goes for an attacking move. We go for Earthquake. If I had the Z move, we would click it right here, most likely. But I don't have it, so I switch out into my Rotom on the Scald. If I had the Z move, that's a dead Toxapex, and now we are in a really good chance to win this game because Entei rips through the entire team besides Dragonite, and I have so much stuff for Dragonite. So really bad plays on my part, forgetting I had the Z move on Celesteela and clicking it on Uxie. So we are Scarf Rotom with Defog, by the way. And yeah, this whole match is just going to be really stally. I'm not really going to do much because I can't do much. I'm trying to position myself in a way to win this game, but because of Toxapex being so annoying to deal with for my team, I actually don't even do much. I think it's like a 5-0. So yeah, this entire match we're just going to be on the back foot because I completely forgot that I have my Z move on Celesteela, and now Toxapex can wall us every single time. I am going to Earthquake here. If he doesn't recover, then we can kill him, but he obviously does. It's the right play, and we're not going to get any crits in our favor, so that's okay. The only way we can really beat this Toxapex is with crits because we can't two-shot it with anything really, especially with Regenerator healing it back up every single time. So yeah, I don't remember what the final score of this match was, but it's not a huge deal. We already were eliminated from playoffs as far as I know, so it's not like I could really do anything about it. Celestial does pick up a kill here, which is like its 10th on the season, which is okay for a team that can't win a game. But yeah, we just really didn't play very well in this game. I think I can beat this team if I had to play it again and prep well for it, but I just don't really care too much anymore for this league. I know I can live a high jump kick here, and I just go for the Earthquake. Or I actually go for the Rapid Spin because I figured he would switch out, because Rotom can take a hit as well. But I'm actually just going to go out in the Dragon, take a Flare Blitz, and look at that. Flare Blitz, Rocky Helmet, Life Orb, all of that stuff is actually going to kill him. So that's cool. He took a ton of damage from that, and Dredagon's actually going to get credit for the kill. So actually, it's closer in differential, but it's impossible for me to kill the Toxapex at this point without 2 crit stopping tantrums to kill it, or just 1 actually. But Aragon now being burned means that it's basically useless, so I'm just sitting here trying to sack it off. He is going to go out into his Toxapex, I predict that, and go for Dragon Tail. And we actually do get out the Dragonite, which is what I was trying to do to preserve differential, because we can now beat Dragonite without its multi-scale up. So it's at 47%, which is just outside of range of Donphan. So I'm actually going to go out in E-Speed, I believe, here. And we're going to actually get the high roll and kill it. It was a really high roll for us to do that, but I was actually just trying to get it into range of Donphan. Right here, I predict him to go for the Roar, and he goes for Toxic instead. I felt like Roar was his easiest play because he figured I was going to switch out, and I knew he had the Roar. If I went out in the Donphan here, this match is actually still possible for us to win, because Rotom can 1v1 the Toxapex if I can get off 2 Thunderbolts, and that would be perfect if I got rid of this thing. But yeah, if I went out in the Donphan on that Toxic there, I could Earthquake. He might have went out into Gliscor, but that's okay, because then this thing would be left at 28%, but instead you guys are going to see he actually, I believe, has... Oh no, maybe he doesn't have Rest on this. I thought he did. But we get the Rotom in against Toxapex. This is not really a 50-50. I wanted to click Hydro Pump, but I clicked Defog instead because it's going to allow Entei to stay alive. And we are scarfed into that, obviously. He gets the burn, so no longer can Rotom win this game because it needs to live longer. So I go out into Entei right here, predicting a switch. I get that switch right. And I'm going to click Sacred Fire, or maybe I clicked Stomping Tantrum. I should have clicked Sacred Fire there. It's the best middle ground play, but everything's toxic, everything's on a timer, and I believe then it's going to end as a 3-0. I'll go for the Ice Shard here, and he should have switched out actually into Toxapex because that was a great play. But yeah, I think I can go out into Entei here. Oh no, I go out in the Rotom. He's going to stay in. I predicted the Toxapex, but it's not going to happen, and our Rotom is going to go down, and it is going to end in a 3-0 because Toxapex is annoying. If we did click that Z move on Toxapex early in the game, we would have easily won this one, but that's okay. So he is going to go for Scald and finish us off right here, giving him the 3-0 victory. Yeah, basically just a lack of prep and on my part, a lack of like really paying attention to the game and my prep and his team, because I didn't even see that he made transactions before this match. So yeah, I made a lot of misplays that I actually could have easily won this game. I think if Toxapex is gone, Entei just rips through the entire team with Sacred Fire because I had rocks up, and Dragonite's not gonna want come in on rocks every single time to resist that. So really bad play on my part to go for the Z Memento when it didn't even matter. It should have just been regular Memento, and preserving my Z move on the Celesteela would have been the right play, but that's okay. We are not able to make playoffs anyways, so just waiting for the season to end, to be honest, because I actually won't be doing Season 2 for this league. I need to drop the league to just make space for, or just make time for other things. But anyways, hope you guys did all enjoy. That's about it. I'm out for now. Peace.